Hi, welcome to this live video, a special spotlight with Jaime Ellithorpe. I'm going to have her introduce herself here in a second, but we are starting to do these regularly here in the Denton Recommends Facebook group, and we hope that you invite other business owners and other fellow Dentonites to hang out with us here. We want to highlight the different businesses that are happening and all the different value that comes from all the people that we know that have just a special expertise. And Jaime is one of those people, and I'm so excited. She is our first person to be on. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just brief introductions, and then we'll jump right into the topic. And this is a really important topic, as a matter of fact. So if you know anyone who has a small business, even maybe a large business, but especially a service-based business, let us know, first of all, what that business is. We would love to give you a shout out. If you happen to hang out with us live, say hi. If you're on the replay with us, then be sure to say hello as well, and let us know what kind of business that you have. We love connecting and collaborating, and we really want to dig in today to these 5 hidden mistakes that may be sabotaging the growth of your business. So we all struggle with growth in our business, and we have to all raise our hands and say, yes, we do. And so what can we do about that? And what are some of the things that tend to sabotage us? And that's what we're going to get into today. So I'm Carrie Breedlove. I am a licensed professional counselor, and I see women and couples across the state of Texas going through life transition and life loss from a Christian-based perspective. And I'm here, the Vice President of Community Engagement inside of Denton Recommends, and here to just help highlight other businesses. So we have Jaime on with us today. And Jaime, thank you so much for being here. Let everybody know kind of who you are and what you do.
Well, thanks for having me, and thank you, Denton Recommends, for allowing me to have this time with you. I know that it's a very exciting time in Denton. I first moved to Denton in 2006, and boy, has the business landscape exploded just in the last few years. So congratulations to everyone who's in business in Denton. I am a business growth coach, and what I do is I work with primarily service-based business owners, coaches like myself, and consultants, helping them get more clients and grow their business. I share a lot of the struggles that I had starting my own business, and I just have a really big piece of my heart in the small business sector. I grew up with parents who were in a small business. So I've been in and around business my entire life. I've seen the struggles and the hard work that it takes to build a small business all on your own. And a few years ago, I just decided that I really wanted to pair my coaching passion, my passion for marketing from my corporate background, and really bring a wealth of experience to small business owners so they could finally stop the struggle, get more clients, and really build the business that they've been craving to build. So thanks again for having me here today.
You're welcome. And I really love how you promote your business as being heartfelt and heart-centered. Any just words you would say on that as to why was that so important to you? And then we'll dig into our topic.
Well, I actually didn't pick those words. My community picked those words. And what I really think that means to the people that resonate with me is they have a huge heart and they have a huge passion for what they do. So that's more than just having a business, making some money, and calling it a day. These people are really putting their heart and soul into what they're doing, and they have a serious mission to help people and really, if done well, change the world. I know that might sound a little, big picture thinking, but I really think at the end of the day that your mission really can change things for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and so that's what I'm here to do. Yeah.
Yes, and let us know out there, what is the mission and the why behind your business? You know, where does that come from for you, and what kind of change do you want to make, you know, with your business? What's important to you? We'd love to hear that and have this conversation. So, okay, we all have probably set in this space of realizing we're sabotaging ourselves, or maybe we don't realize that we are. And we want to do a little self-diagnosing here.
Yeah.
And, you know, as a counselor, I say, now, try not to self-diagnose yourself. That can get kind of crazy. But, you know, when it comes to business, this is a good opportunity to really look within and kind of go through a checklist for ourselves. So you were talking to me about how you kind of looked at the client's experience with people, and this has sort of helped you come up with some things that people may need to consider. So kind of talk us through this.
Yeah, so actually, Carrie and I had a conversation a few weeks ago. We were talking about putting this talk on for you today. And after I left that meeting, I really just started to think about a lot of the issues that I've seen with my clients and just things that I've heard out in the marketplace. And as I started to look over some notes that I had created, I boiled it down to really 5 key things. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. Is these are 5 reasons that I feel that business owners are really struggling to grow a successful business. So whenever you're ready, we can jump on in.
Yes, let's jump in. Go for it.
Right. Well, the first one, and I think one of the most important, and I'll preface by saying some of these really flow into one another. So if a few of these sound familiar, they really are connected. But the first thing that I see a lot of business owners don't have is a plan. And as simple as that sounds, really a lot of people just don't have anything written down on paper. Like I was thinking about one client that when she first came to me, she told me she had her business plan in her head. Well, that's great to an extent, but if you don't have anything written down, there's a really good chance that you could get off in the direction of your business going the wrong way. So what does this look like? So let's see if some of these things sound familiar to you. So one of the things I hear a lot is doing multiple things at once. So this is the old multitasking adage where we might have 5 Word documents open at one time. We might have 6 websites open on our computer, and we're busy all day long. But we're just really not maybe accomplishing in one of those tasks. So
exactly. Yes. And let us know if you actually have a written business plan, because I will have to say that I am probably, I'm in the category of, I don't have this and I need to. And there are some great resources out there to do that, with a coach, also just other resources that are free resources floating around out there to help you to have a business plan. And so I'm very curious, and feel free to say no judgment zone here if you have a business plan or don't you. So let us know. Now,
and let me preface by this too, Carrie, is I don't mean the type of plan that you're going to take down to your local bank to get a small business loan. That sounds so intimidating to so many people. I'm just talking about, what is your 1-year goal for your business? If you had to just really narrow everything down, like what is that one goal? So I'm just talking about simplicity here.
Yes,
I'm not talking about...
Now made me feel better because I had something in my mind, but it is in my head. It's maybe not so much on paper. Now someone is tuning in here and say, "Oh, Kristen says guilty." It'll make you feel better by saying it's okay if it's just kind of a general idea of what you want in a year. So tell us, what is number 2?
Yeah. So number 2 is just not having proper work-life balance. So this is for you if you are working all of the time. I wanted to share another quick story with you. This just broke my heart. I was speaking to a female entrepreneur, and she was telling me that she just felt like she was just stuck in this cycle of guilt, that she was working all the time in her business, and she felt like she needed to be spending more time with her kids and her husband. But what would happen is when she would take time to do that, she found herself just thinking all the time about her business. Like she really wasn't even present, like at her kids' ball games, or if they were just doing family time. And she was just like in this guilty loop of feeling guilty about not being in the business. But when she wasn't in the business, she was thinking about the business. And so I just see a lot of people that are in that loop, and they just feel like they never have enough time.
That's right. Yeah. And so let us know, what do you do to achieve some work-life balance? In fact, here's a question for you. How many hours, we'll just say a day, how many hours a day do you think that you are working right now? And can you even quantify that? Kristen says, I am listening. I'm working all the time too. I know. And so how can we start building in some of those pockets? My husband and I have even talked about, like, maybe when we come in, like our phones are set like in the laundry room or somewhere else, and we just like put it aside, for a minute. And she's saying, that's me. Ah.
Yeah. And a lot of people, like, crying is allowed with me. I will tell you that. I've had people literally cry on the phone with me because they're just so exhausted and burnt out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they just don't even know like what to do. They've told me that their business has just consumed their entire life.
Yeah, and it really can, especially with us working at home, especially with us working
Yes.
remotely on the phone. These are things that can suck you in, to the interwebs.
Yes.
And so we have to have something that is tethering us, anchoring us outside of work. So let us know what some of those things are. Okay, bring us into number 3.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the money part, guys. This is the inconsistent cash flow. So some things that I've seen with entrepreneurs is like 1 month, they might be completely booked in their business. They take a look at their calendar and they think everything looks great. And then the next month, they're panicking because they don't have any clients. So it's like this up and down roller coaster. So 1 month they're, flying high on life. And then the next month they're just absolutely terrified because it's like where the well dried up, like where did the clients go? And yeah.
I was just going to say, and it makes me think as you're describing this up and down, that I can just see the emotions going with that,
Yes.
And so, I'm always obviously talking to people about emotions and things, but can you just see that like things are going well? And isn't that how it is? Life as an entrepreneur? Yes, yes, yes. I'm on top of the world. And the next thing, no, why did I ever get into this business?
Yes.
And so, so just having that inconsistency also contributes to, what kind of emotional state that you're in your business. Don't you agree?
Yeah. And it just creates this entire like roller coaster. I've had clients tell me that they're just scared to hire help. That kind of goes to the no work-life balance. They're just like burnt to a crisp, but they're scared to bring on like that extra staff member or even their first staff member because of this inconsistency with cash flow. And so it just causes this whole chasm where they're just worried about money all the time. They're just unsure. And some of them are even questioning, like, should I just throw the towel in and should I just go back to my job or should I get a job?
Yes. And I say that kind of goes back to your point 1, which is when you have some kind of a plan that helps you then work in income producing activities and some of those things that would help support this particular part here when it comes to cash flow. So it sounds like they're all kind of working together. All right. What is number 4?
Yeah. Okay. So now number 4 is kind of butting into maybe why there's inconsistent cash flow. I see a lot of entrepreneurs that are just not able to connect to their clients. So what that looks like is I've had a lot of them come to me and say, you know what, I know I need exposure. I need to get out there. I need to put myself out there, but I'm not sure how to do it. Or here's another classic one. I have a lot of people that come to me saying things like, you know what, I just started this podcast, or I want to start this podcast, or I'm trying to grow my Facebook following and I need all these followers, but they don't really know why. Like there's no outlet to plug it into. When you really sit down and ask them, like, why are you starting a podcast? And it's like, well, because some guru said that I should. And it's like, well, are you even sure, on who you're trying to talk to, who's your target audience? And they may not be able to answer that. And so they're doing a lot of things that, if they are trying to connect to clients, that just really aren't being effective for what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and let us know out there how you like to connect. And if you also are looking for ways to get your business noticed, and tell us what are some of the common ways that you tend to do that. Are you doing it on social media? Obviously, that's where we are right now. Is that something that you would like to be highlighted? That's something obviously we do in this group, and we love to do that for you. But what are some of the other ways that you are connecting with people and being top of mind to them? We'd love to hear kind of some ideas and maybe learn from each other there.
Yeah. So just some other things that I kind of see in that realm, because this really does boil down to a lot with marketing. So that's what I really love to help people with, is the marketing that some of these people are doing. It's just not even drawing in the right types of clients. I'm thinking about one person that comes to mind, and she's really been doing a lot of marketing, but she's like, Jaime, she's like, I'm drawing the wrong types of people to my online programs, and I don't know why. And so I took a look at her marketing. I didn't really know much about her business. And so I said, well, from a new perspective, this is what I'm getting from this. And she was just floored. She's like, this is not what I'm trying to project at all. And I said, well, that explains why you're attracting, a group that's not ideal for who you'd love to work with. So it can be either way. They just, they don't know how to connect, or if they are connecting, it's just not getting them the results.
Right. And that's why you need someone like a coach like yourself that can be that outside observer and really kind of take a second look at something to give you sort of this, outside observation, unbiased, unemotional, detached, from everything, and to really help you see those things. So I think that's fantastic. Okay, we've got one more.
Okay. Drum roll, please. And I will say that this is the linchpin. This is like the underlying thing that is on top of these other 4. And I call this being out of sync with business success.
Okay, what does this mean?
Okay, so here's some examples of some things that I've had come across my practice with clients. So like one of the things that a lot of things that I hear from people is they want lifestyle freedom. So they started this business because they wanted that freedom. But like we talked about earlier, they're working longer hours than they ever have before. And so it's like on one side of the fence, they want this freedom, but they're like a prisoner inside their own business. Mm-hmm. And so these are 2 conflicting things. So it's like, well, how can you have the success that you desire when in reality you're like doing the opposite of what you really want? So it's kind of like that counterbalance. So here's like another one I hear a lot is that people are just wanting to get their message out to the world, especially if you're that heart-centered entrepreneur, right? Like you have this mission. You're not just here to make money. You have a mission to get your message out, but you're absolutely scared to death to do stuff like what we're doing right now, talking in front of a camera or putting that Facebook post up or just even being seen. So these are the things that I see a lot of entrepreneurs really get stuck in, is that they want this thing, but there's something that's holding them back from getting it. So that's a lot of the work when people come to work with me one-on-one that we work through together. It's just coming out of those barriers that's really stopping them from implementing all this other stuff.
That's right. Yeah. And it really does take someone outside of yourself. And if you're someone that has just been feeling like you're beating your head against a wall, you're just not able to like get the breakthrough that you're looking for, maybe it is time, to hire a business coach, to hire someone that can, like Jaime, come alongside and give some of those insights and inspiration and just big picture perspective when sometimes you may be stuck down in the weeds, of the business, to help you see how can you get in sync, with the kind of success that you're looking for, with the clients that you're looking for, with getting that work-life balance, being able to have that plan, it all, as you said, flows together. So this is phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Yeah, I know thank you.
Such a wealth of information. Jaime has also graciously agreed to offer a free assessment tool. And so we're going to pop over and show you how you can find that. It is linked in the description of this video. I'm going to add this right now. Oop, there we go, to the screen here. And you can see it in the description of the video. It will be this free assessment tool link, this bit.ly link. And so you can tap that, and when you do, it is going to go straight to the Ultimate Business Assessment Guide. Tell us just a little bit about what people are going to get from this.
Yeah, so this is your way to determine if you have any of these 5 things holding you back and what to do about it. So I wrote this guide just for you based on these 5 things. Again, I took a deep dive into just things that I'd been hearing from other heart-centered entrepreneurs, things that are holding them back. And I think sometimes it's so hard to see what's really stopping you from growing your business. So just by taking 10 or 15 minutes to fill out this assessment, you're going to be able to see really quickly what may be holding you back and things that maybe have been stopping you for months or for some people even years. And to me, the first thing to grow your business is to figure out what's stopping you from growing it, because there's really a lot of power in just knowing what's wrong. When you don't know what's wrong, you might be going in the wrong direction with a lot of things. So just having that clarity about, okay, this is this one little thing that might be holding me back, and now what can I do to improve it? And it might just be a small little fix that changes the trajectory of everything. So that was my whole thought in developing this assessment for you, was just a guide to be able to see what's stopping you from really growing your business.
Well, thank you so much for being willing to do that and to share that. Be sure to click the bit.ly link in the description of this video. You can also connect with Jaime on Facebook and also on her website, jaimeellithorpe.com, which is scrolling there at the bottom of the screen. And then she also has a Client Attractor Club Facebook group. And so we will put the link of that as well in the description of the video so that you can find that, or you can go to, is it www.clientattractorclub.com, correct?
That is right. Come join us. We are a group of big-hearted entrepreneurs who are out there growing our businesses, helping lots of people, and changing the world in our own little way, however that looks.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on live, for doing this and being here. We hope that this has been helpful for you. If it has, invite someone into this conversation. Push this out to somebody by letting them know that we're here talking about important things that we're going to help you go from sabotaging to success.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we look forward to seeing you on the next Spotlight. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.